my point.
I'm still trying to establish whether today is a holiday or not.
Yeah.
But a special greetings to you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
A,
Good
a
afternoon.
very happy Labor holiday.
Happy Labor Day. Well, it wasn't happy for, I understand, some
A three-car
motorists
smash up. Three-car
out
smash up
there
on the
today.
highway.
Yeah,
I don't know why people are speeding. Your car defective.
Yeah.
Rain is falling. Come people, man. There is a particular law of gravity that we need to appreciate the fact.
Physics,
the slower you drive, the slower, and that will assist you in maneuvering. If you get a bad drive, the faster you drive, what do you think will happen?
Yeah, we're lacking discipline in this country, in a
We take things
serious
for
way.
granted.
We don't take in front, you see?
But the innocent pays for the guilty for that.
Yeah. But that's the next side
That's
of
the
it.
unfortunate thing. If you cause accident on your own, then fine. But then you have innocent people driving and then they pick up.
And what about the children as well? They're on board and they're watching mommy, daddy speeding. I mean, unfortunately, and I've even been, on the receiving end of a buff from my 6-year-old for accelerating a bit. Daddy, I find the car going kind of fast, Okay, sorry.
My son, as a law enforcement officer,
put me in my place.
As a law enforcement officer, my son has said, Daddy, police?
Yeah.
What going on with your belt?
You
I
see.
said, just now, who's the police here?
Okay.
No, children do very well.
Yes,
they're reminding you
observant.
about
Correct.
lawfulness, and that's why we go to educate the young people.
So let's think about them.
Yes, I want to talk about a matter on the second half with reference to 13-year-old and a particular song.
I'll take a note of that.
But we have an organization here who know about taking in front.
Yes, oh yes.
This organization, I met Mr. Blanco, I met his assistant. And when you meet organizations, they say, we would love to help. And I said, you're still waiting?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're still looking at your clock?
Yeah, I know, right?
Mr. Blanco, I want to send out my love and appreciation to Mr. Ugo. He say he's a gentleman. Mommy, say, call me Ugo, please.
Yes.
That's just show how very
He
humble.
was here, wasn't he?
That's right.
Yes,
Yes, you're an official.
Yes.
Right? And out of that meeting, my brother, I was able to meet some young warriors in UN.
Nice.
Some young people who are doing excellent work. They are championing the cause
UN
of
always
youth.
does excellent work, worldwide.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And something when you hear UN, you say they live out Trinidad. But UN is in Trinidad and Tobago.
They have been for a while.
Yeah, they're down here doing good work. And they say we need to market and promote some of the absolutely excellent work they're doing.
Yes.
And I want to show appreciation for the fact that they have recognized Police Youth Club as an integral part of a proactive approach to crime prevention.
Well, that's that. You have to start from young,
And that is applaudable.
Yes,
now,
is.
I thought they were Nigerians and people from Spain.
Okay.
But we have locals here doing good work with UN.
Yes.
You have,
yes.
you have locals here.
Yes, we do.
I say, wow.
Yeah.
When you would have thought you would have some but they're international because they all work in concert with each other.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So I really do appreciate the fact that they're here on Labor Day, if you please, a very important day, and we have Master. I don't call him Mr. Master.
Yes.
The man is very, very on point with his game. Chafari Chase, he's a research officer for UMDP, and we have Her Excellency Amanda Archibald, the coordinator for UMDP. Two absolutely beautiful human beings.
He throws out some amazing titles to his guests.
No, when you pack on me, you pack up on me,
Yeah.
These people were patient. They understood the Police Youth Club. You can't be talking, you talk, and you don't. You follow?
Well, as we give the introduction, we got to pause for the NLCB draw.
What number are you playing?
Yes. I don't even know. If I have to guess, it would be perhaps 6, because I think I need to fill my belly with something.
You see what you're talking about? I'm not going to ask my guests if they
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Corporal Sharbodie and Alex. I'm Amanda Akbar Ali, and it is a real pleasure to be here representing the United Nations Development Program, Trinidad and Tobago Multi-Country Office.
Of course.
I love that. Make it absolutely clear.
Yes,
Jafari.
And Jafari, welcome.
And good morning to you, Mr. Sharbodie, and to everyone listening, and Alex. Thank you so much for having us here today. It's an absolute honor to be here, representing, the youth aspect of the United Nations Development Program. And, can't wait to see what the session brings forward.
All right.
Well, listen to me. We have already started lightning and thunder.
Yes, indeed. Well, so wait a minute. Is that like the actual weather on the outside? Because I know it was supposed to be rainy, but it was sunny when I came in. It was hot.
But it's a mixture of all the above,
All right. Well, we have a mixture of numbers, so let's get into the draw, and we'll continue inside, taking in front.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the NLCB's 1 p.m. draw for Friday, 19th June 2026. Players, it continues. Today is a Playway show call day. For all draws today, the base on the Playway payout is $28 for every $1 played. That's right, you can win more on the base for every dollar played, and your chance for bigger winnings just got better. Let's begin with our Playway draw.
The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11th.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Bramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11th.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Bramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
The excitement of world football ignites with the final VAR. Victories, analysis, reviews, the goals, the calls, the experts are on the ball. The final VAR, live on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. on TTT and TTT Live Online, starting June 11th.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Right, and again, I want to thank our guests and seeing eventually our co-hosts. So to make themselves available again, so that we can continue just promoting and marketing the absolutely excellent news that we do with young people.
Yes.
There is too much of narrative out there that speak to gloom and doom, and we are saying no to that. It is not our pitch, and we want to spread our giving good news, hope.
Yes.
Bringing some type of empowerment to our youth.
Well, I see growth taking place with the program, with taking in front of the whole initiative, you know. So I'm looking forward to seeing it on a wider scale, which I know is coming.
Right, yes.
As well.
And you are part and parcel of that. You are in and better. You're an accomplice to that.
I am more than happy.
In a positive way, of course.
Yes, well, I mean, it could only be, you know, we're taking in front, right?
Yeah. So to my two absolutely wonderful guests, I don't know who would like to jump in first, but just for the benefit of the listenership, tell us, when you hear UNDP, what does that speak to? What kind of programs you all do? Share with the listenership a little about the organization, please.
Thanks so much, Corporal Sharbodie. And first of all, let me say yes, and yes. We accept your invitation to be a part of the program. My lead at our country office, Mr. Hugo Blanco, was on the show before, and it was a wonderful experience.
Absolutely.
And we are happy to return as often as you would have us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The UNDP, that's the United Nations Development Program in Trinidad and Tobago, is part of a wider UN family made up of UN Women, UN FPA,
right.
A number of different organizations, the IOM, the ILO, the International Labour Organizations, and so on.
Yes.
But the UNDP throughout the world is like the biggest arm of the United Nations family.
Okay.
So here in Trinidad and Tobago, we function in a way that is like an international organization that renders support to different sectors throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It's like government sector, private sector, also civil society and NGOs and so on. Of course, that falls under multiple arms that I just named there.
That's right.
So the UNDP is guided by a number of different frameworks. An important one is the Sustainable Development Goals.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you may hear us talking about SDGs, and that's what it stands for, especially for the young people who might be listening. Sustainable Development Goals, and there's 17 of them. So really in 2015, 193 organizations throughout the world got together and signed an understanding that between 2015 and 2030, we would be working together to be able to improve the world. Almost like a massive to-do list.
Yes.
And we're all going to come together in different countries, work with governments, private sectors, NGOs towards these common goals to better the world, the country, the communities, families, etc.
Excellent news. So it's like a holistic approach, a multi-pronged approach.
Of course.
And bringing all persons on deck saying, listen,
of course,
we want to work in concert with you.
Recognizing that everybody can't do anything.
Yes.
Our country office tends to focus on a couple areas. So environmental protection, also digital advancement, citizen security and governance issues, of course, including youth development and youth inclusivity are just a few of the areas that we tend to put a lot of focus into, and in turn work with the multiple sectors to improve these areas.
So this organization are prevention experts. You know, there are people who are experts. They have experts for bacchanal. They have experts for confusion. That's what we want. We want people who could look at the problem and come with solutions. Too many times we have a lot of people coming to the table and saying, okay, we hear you.
Yes.
Let's deal with solutions.
Correct.
And I want to applaud the UNDP for that. And I love the down-to-earth approach. I love the fact that you are not up there and they are down there, but you all can come down and articulate and communicate and have a great appreciation for what these groups are and what kind of assistance they need.
Thank you so much. And I know that multiple projects out of our Trinidad and Tobago office have worked with police youth clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that cross sectioning, right?
Yes.
I know that there's the environmental projects, the Jeff SGP that has worked with police youth clubs in terms of the beehive and the honey development and that sort of thing. Yes, and also now with the Youth Forum for Gender Justice and Security, we're partnering on a number of community micro projects, which I know we'll talk about in a little while.
Yes, and it's very pointed. It has become a necessity. And we don't have time to procrastinate and get. We have all the finance. And what I love about UNDP, I attended an absolutely excellent, very informative function at Queen's Hall, where you all did a display on the finding, the statistics, what's happening with the disadvantaged youth, the disconnect youth, and I was very impressed.
Thank you.
You understand, Tafari?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit if you would like to jump in.
So, just add on to what I was saying. Oftentimes we like to say office that UNDP operates as a guest within the host country that we are in. And what that means is exactly what you were saying. You know, we try to connect with the multi-sectoral agencies, you know, the NGOs, the private sectors, the ministries, and particularly those on-the-ground groups such as the Roxborough Police Youth Clubs, who do such meaningful work within the different communities.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know, and it's such a keen opportunity to work with groups like these, because UNDP looks at youth as the driver and the the operator of sustainable development.
Excellent, excellent point.
Yeah, so it's really a great opportunity to have to do the work with youth in order to drive the sustainable development goals forward. You know, because looking at that, it really means that they are both the purpose, the cause, and they are the outcome of sustainable development as well.
Thank you very much. Let's dive into the question of what you all have seen so far in terms of the organizations and groups, and tell us both the pro and the con for the benefit of equity, right? If you could just send probably some of important points based on your findings.
Sure. Thanks so much, Corporal Sharbodie. There are a number of important things that we would like to mention today.
Please.
With respect to youth and with respect to communities in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
There are some statistics, and on one hand, they're not looking too good. They point to very serious things happening in Trinidad and Tobago, but also through a landscape assessment that the UNDP would have conducted in 2025 on youth organizations in Trinidad and Tobago, we're also seeing some very positive signs of development.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost like, so we surveyed over 100 organizations in Trinidad and Tobago that do work with youth, and we are seeing a fantastic thing where many NGOs that have limited funding are able to stretch the money and use it in very innovative way. And when I say that, we're talking about the culture of Trinidad and Tobago.
Amanda, say it again for me, please.
Of Trinidad
Amanda,
and Tobago.
I must beg you to repeat that about stretching. No, repeat that one more time for the listenership.
Yeah, and we have to acknowledge it, that that's our kind of history coming there, that we know how to take a little bit and do a lot with it.
Yes, do some magic with it.
Not that it's always okay to have a little bit to do serious work, but it speaks a lot to that flexibility, that innovation that we're seeing on the ground. Over 100 organizations getting medium amount of funding and being able to work in a very meaningful way with about 100 to 150 young people in different communities, in different ways, looking at programs like entrepreneurship, also climate change, looking at mental health and wellness, sport and culture, and so on. But let's just spend a moment to talk about some of the serious things that we are seeing.
Yes.
In 2024, the UNDP looked at the communities in Trinidad and Tobago and wanted to be on the ground. Now, the nature of the UNDP work is on a continuum. We can work from policy development, we can look at baseline assessment studies, but also there's part of our work that's on the ground with people and organizations.
Wonderful.
So in 2024, we were on the ground throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and we had a program called the Community Caravan, where, we kind of mobilized through different communities. And there was a segment of that called the Have Your Say Report, where we asked people to come out of their homes and whatever was on their chest bothering them. So, as we say, bothering you, right?
But vent in a constructive way.
Vent in a, right? So they would have a microphone and they would get a moment to have your say.
This is good.
And people in communities came out and they spoke very frankly about a number of things.
Thank you.
And we captured some of the issues concerning youth. The youth were saying that even though there are programs that exist, they feel excluded from decision making in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Even though spaces exist.
That's a serious concern. Yeah.
And even though spaces exist for youth to have a voice, they don't always feel safe in those spaces to say what they would like to say.
Wow.
And we found that those things were related to a number of key statistics that had been published around 2024, 2025, and in the years post-COVID, because COVID played a very important part.
Thank you very much.
And a very high impact on how the youth are coping, right? So we saw, coming out of the Central Statistical Office, that youth unemployment is very high in Trinidad and Tobago. It's actually 10.4%
that is a
youth unemployment.
Wow.
And that figure gets higher for young women. The figure is actually 14.6% compared to the general unemployment rate of the population, which is 3.8.
Yes.
So those figures, in addition to the Have Your Say segment and the report we were able to compile out of that, started to show us, okay, something has to be done to support youth in a real and tangible way.
Thank you very much, yes.
And you would be familiar with these statistics all too well. We're seeing that youth are both victims and offenders of crime.
That's right.
Information coming out of the TTPS has shown that over 54% of young people are offenders
54
of violent crime in Trinidad and Tobago. And when we look at victimization, we are seeing that 44%, I know I'm talking a lot of figures here, right?
No,
but
it's troubling and
stuff.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah, over 44% of ever partnered females are victims of gender-based violence. That's a high figure.
Yeah, that is not nice.
So when we looked at the unemployment rate, when we looked at the levels of victimization and offending,
Troubling figures.
yeah, and then when we looked at the migration rate, we are seeing that in 2020, the IOM did a study and found that 29% of persons are migrating away from Trinidad and Tobago. And of that figure, the majority, is 15 to 29 years of age.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Amanda, if you just allow me to add on, the Youth Forum on Justice, Gender and Security would have been an outcome or more so a sort of solution to these findings coming from the Have Your Say report.
This is nice.
You know, and looking at the feelings that come from these youth members when we did the Have Your Say report and the community caravan, our landscape assessment on youth and youth action groups last year found that there's a lot of other statistics that back up these sort of feelings. For example, over 63% of the organizations interviewed looked at leadership building and civic engagement with the youth members. However, when it came to direct access opportunities for these youth to go into rooms and actually make decisions and actually input into these different topics, that went way down to only 12%. You know, so youth are being trained and built for these leadership positions, but are not being offered the opportunities to make the changes and give their inputs. And that's where we come back around to the topic of meaningful youth engagement. You know, oftentimes youth are there, they participate, you know, they're there and they show their faces and included, but are they being engaged in meaningful and ethical and sustainable ways?
Wonderful. You all did all the homework. This is absolutely mind-blowing, man. Yes, it is. This is where we need to have a great appreciation for what is happening at the youth level.
Correct.
You're training them, you're doing all our big sort of work, but in terms of engagement, you're not seeing that. There's a disconnect in terms of youth and empowerment. So that apparently, with this information, we need to make sure that we are tailored. You know, like a good tailor?
Correct.
It's fitting nicely.
Yes.
The shoes ain't going to... I think this is something that we need to go further with. And these figures is in no way to be profit or doom. It speaks to the fact of what we are facing, and we need to let's take our heads off the sun a little bit. We are losing our young people. Some of us are sincere, but sincerely wrong. You know, a UNDP, you must be applauded for these figures. But tell me, going forward, Amanda, having had these figures, these alarming figures, what does Trinidad and Tobago need to do in concert with an organization like yours in order to address these unfortunate concerns?
Corporal Sharbodie, it is a recommendation out of international studies on youth that developing youth forums are beneficial.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you.
And there are a number of youth fora existing in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have been collaborating and working very closely with a number of them, in addition to our very own youth forum that we have developed.
Yes.
That is the
So you only by example, sorry.
Yes, yes. You know, this is a program that has been very close to the heart of our office lead, Mr. Hugo Blanco.
Yes, I know that.
And the program began in February last year, so it's been going on close to a year and a half now. We've recruited about 45 young persons between the age of 15 to 29 years who've been part of the program and working together with us.
So Mr. Alex is not a youth. He looks like you.
Yeah,
No, Amanda, no, you get this thing straight. 15 to 29. Alex might be considered a youth, but when you ask him for his bill paper, different problems. What do we slip him in?
I will have to pass that question.
No, I am blown away. I'm been in this work for 3 decades, and I always am amazed in terms of we want to be relevant. We want to make sure, you know. Tell me something about the 3 micro community projects under the UNDP. I think that is pointed to Fari.
Yeah, so I will build off of the points that we're talking about to talk about this community project. So even within the studies that we found, it's obvious from the statistics that, you know, youth make up a majority of the population of Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh yeah, so I can please say it again.
Youth make up a majority of the population of Trinidad and Tobago.
Not politics. Yes.
Yeah, and what this means is that involving youth in the different sectors and different work is not necessarily a project. It's not necessarily something that we think should be done. It is a necessity for national development.
Well said.
You know,
Powerful.
when you look at research, you know, the sample often has to represent the entire population.
That's right.
So having the youth be the majority of the population of Trinidad and Tobago, their input into each sector is important. So part of the youth forum now, taking this into consideration, looked at going towards the youth members and seeing what are the major issues you all think need to have some work done.
Thank you.
And we looked at this, and it was a rough, it was a long experience, to get all the different ideas, because of course, there's examples from environmental, maybe AI, mental health, culture, agriculture, all the different aspects of it. And we, of course, were lucky enough to partner with the police youth clubs, recognizing the important work that they do for youth within the communities. And through various sessions, we were able to look at the different ideas, look at other work that's being done in parallel, try to combine them and see what can be done.
I love that.
And coming out of that, we found 3 areas that were really, really important that looked at the work that needed to be done within communities. One of those being culture in Tobago. Youth in Tobago found that the art form or the expression of Tobago speech band is dying. And that is such a unique cultural expressional art form within Tobago that is not only used to talk about any random thing. This is a cultural art form that can be used to talk about the important issues that youth want to talk about. So that's one of the projects, and we're working with Mr. Hazel at the Roxborough Police Youth Club and youth members here to carry on that project. The other area looked at agriculture and entrepreneurship. And this is where we worked with the Orapun Police Youth Club regarding its livestock, entrepreneurship, agriculture, and food systems. And this looks at building the entrepreneurial side of youth.
A good skill set.
Yes, and of course the sustainability factor in having them learn the different mechanisms. Because, on one side they're saying the cultural art form is dying in Tobago, and on the other side we're seeing that agriculture is not as popular among youth within the country as well. And then, of course, that brings us to the St. James Police Youth Club.
Pony, rest raise you on give me a little thing there for me, please.
All right, surely.
Give me the sanctions they're talking about.
Lovely.
So, when we spoke with the members of the St. James Police Youth Club, and of course our own youth forum members, they identified that mental health is such a huge problematic area for young persons, and we talk about mental health, and that could be so general, it goes from depression to anxiety to, all the broad spectrum of it. And the project itself is not so for just raising awareness about mental health, but reducing stigma and stereotypes, encouraging persons to seek referral pathways and where to speak with different persons about it, encouraging peer communication and the ability to open up to your peers to talk about mental health. How do you recognize the different signs and symptoms of these different mental health issues?
Mr. you sound like a facilitator. We want to have you as one of these speakers, man. Mr. Farry is excellent.
Yes, he is. He knows his stuff.
Man, and he's very youthful. I think he's under 29 as well.
Very confident too.
Good, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. So all these different things, we were able to formulate this project, and it's called Mind in Motion.
Powerful.
Yeah. And what it looks at is, of course, having a series of workshops in terms of engaging youth from the hemisphere of the Western Hemisphere and so forth, from the police youth clubs and the youth forum, and those at risk and marginalized youth, most importantly, who see it as taboo, sometimes to talk about mental health. It's so important to have them included in these sessions. So we're having the soft launch tomorrow, actually, and Mr. Sharbodie has been
big launch.
Such a key role in having us organize the soft launch, so we can't wait to have that project off the ground.
Dr. Farry, I want to personally commend UNDP and Amanda. I know that there are players who are not here, and I want to salute them because you all are very meticulous, but you all are patient.
Yeah.
I love that about the group, because you understand that the police group operates not in a massive staff, and therefore it's volunteers and people, and they keep interchanging all the time. I want to personally commend you. I want to put for the record, as we go forward, we have St. Jude's Home will benefit from that session. Girls from St. Jude's Home. We'll have Queen's Royal College will also be there eventually. We have Maraval Police Youth Club.
Yes.
And we have other youth organizations, so that the 45 would consist of a number of different groups within that space that will benefit from this absolutely excellent training program.
Definitely.
In fact, my Alex will be one of the facilitators.
Wonderful.
Alex, I've been asked to work with his guitar, and he has a lot to share.
That is wonderful.
It's like, you can call it reality songs, from my experience with anxiety, and even some depression as well.
Yes.
And it came out in my songs, in the music, and it's very relatable.
Good,
So I'd love to,
We look forward to that session.
Yes.
You know, Corporal Sharbodie, I have to tell you that at the UNDP, we try to strike a very careful balance between evidence-based approaches and also lived experience of the community and so on. Sometimes people develop programs out of like a feeling, an instinct, a drive, a passion, and that is great. We need a lot of that, but we also place importance on having evidence of certain things.
Evidence-based.
So if you would allow me,
please.
In 2008, and I know that might seem a while back, there was a landmark study that was done among secondary schools in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And one of the findings showed that over 25%, that's over a quarter of secondary school students in Trinidad and Tobago were battling depression and how to manage that.
Are you serious?
A large percentage of that being females.
Okay.
And I beg us to consider that between then and now that may have changed to include many males.
This is 2008 you're speaking about?
Yes, 2008.
Wow.
More recently, a regional study done in 2024, that was the Caribbean Child and Youth Mental Health Research Study, showed that over 50% of youth in the region are contending with sadness, hopelessness, and persistent worry.
These are young people.
These are young people. Over 50%. That was 2024.
That's staggering.
Post-COVID.
And these are our future leaders, if you please.
That's right. That's right. So while we acknowledge that through our own study in 2025, we saw in the over 100 organizations that responded, a number of those organizations are touching on mental health and wellness as part of their programming.
Wonderful.
A lower number is making it a focus and a high priority. So right now we are so pleased to collaborate with the St. James Police Youth Club on this Mind in Motion mental health and wellness initiative. And it's important to see that in the planning along with you and your team, it is so refreshing that everybody has said yes. You know, all of the persons that you've reached out to, they're saying yes.
Because they understood the importance of mental health.
Yeah, even with the opening and the showcase that we have coming on tomorrow, we've been calling people to do particular demonstrations of mental health and wellness techniques, you know, the deep or diaphragmatic breathing.
That wonderful
That's right. Miss Vera Bhajan is going to be there. National icon. That's right. And it's refreshing to call and people are saying, yes, we are coming out to support the youth in this program.
Tell me something about the Ministry of Health. I understand that they have embraced it and they have agreed to do a session. That is great to have the Ministry of Health on board.
Yeah, sure. So the Ministry of Health is working towards a strategic plan to engage youth regarding mental health.
Right.
You know, and it just so happens that it coincides with the youth expressing how big of an issue mental health currently is right now within the different communities. So they have a number of resources available, but something coming out of the research that we did found that youth, they have a different way of saying what they want. You know, one of our participants, Shaka of the Youth Forum, you know, he often says social media is the town hall of young people.
Okay.
You know, where they go to express themselves, and where they go to talk about the different issues and what they want to do.
Social media is the
town hall. It's where youth congregate to talk about the different issues and what they want to say in a judgmental free zone, to say the least. Yeah, and oftentimes the algorithm does not lead persons, you know, to these different resources where they can go, the referral pathways, who they can talk to. And, you know, it can't always be put the blame on one side. You know, it's a two-edged thing. You know, youth have to engage more and look and want to talk about these issues. They have to want to seek it can be done forcefully. So having the Ministry of Health involved in this Mind in Motion project to come and share these referral pathways and all the different resources that, is out there for youth to engage with, it's really, really a great opportunity.
Yes. Congratulations to the ministry.
So.
Yes, and we want them probably next time to sponsor UNDP. Because this is a blueprint.
Yeah.
This is a blueprint so that we can take it to other youth clubs, other youth organizations. And it cannot be confined to just, this thing is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to personally commend the ministry and the officials for seeing the light in partnering with the UNDP. Absolutely excellent. And 91.1 taking in front.
Well, it's really a pleasure to be part and parcel of this. We need it more than ever in these times that we're living in.
Yeah, we don't have time to procrastinate. No time to mark time, no time to hold panel discussions and
hit the ground running.
No. We'll look at these figures are madness.
Because at the time you go around that whole circuit of red tape, we losing our youth. It's just getting worse.
But the fact that they have do their good homework and research, it speaks to the fact what we're seeing. Children throwing themselves out of buildings, they're frustrated and depressed.
Well, the statistics are even more startling just hearing, the numbers.
So what is happening with the parents?
Well,
coming from if our children I have that home doesn't provide a sense of comfort, love, daddy embracing you.
Correct.
You're running towards home and they're saying, no, Mr. Sharbodie, our families at the front. They're sad, depressed, frustrated, hopelessness. Those are characteristics that speaks volume. And we need to make sure and put our children in as a priority list. Number 1, number 2, number 3. If we fix our youth, then we fix our nation.
Right about that.
That's copyrighted. Oh, you'll be very careful.
Okay.
That's copyrighted.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it though.
That's intellectual property. No. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
And much show appreciation for UNDP.
Thank you so much. It is our hope that maybe on another occasion a member of our youth forum can be on the show.
Please, yes, we'd love that.
And maybe say in their own words. But for now, some of the feedback we've gotten, we've had one member say, Miss, this program saved my life.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Based on what she was going through. Yeah, being part of the program. And,
that is commendable.
As a mental health practitioner myself, I can speak to...
Oh, that's your forte?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay.
When young people belong to a structured group where they feel safe, and they feel that they can belong and have a purpose, and that their contribution is meaningful towards something bigger than their own self.
Dr. Amanda, listen to me. But, I'm not stroking anybody's ego here, but people, are you listening? Are you listening? There are verbals and non-verbals. Some children are introvert, they say nothing and they are silent, walking time bombs, waiting to explode. Are you listening? These are important findings. We need to fix and we need to make sure that our homes is a reflection of an absolutely beautiful place. And they put this youth club. And all youth organization is where children, we can't have people calling themselves coach and interfering with the children.
Yeah, man. Oh, no.
You can't have sick people coming on football club and then you hear reports that they interfere with some little boy.
You put your trust in them, and that they'll take care of your child.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with these people?
A different interpretation of taking care of them.
That's right.
Yeah, no, crazy.
I want for the record, Amanda, that the Commissioner of Police has given permission for this absolutely excellent project. I saw the letter, Mr. Guevara. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's he signed off. He said he loved it. It was approved, and with all the commissioner blessing, so I want to thank the commissioner
We're really
very much.
Thankful for that.
Yes, for seeing the vision and being very insightful and say, listen, this is a step in the right direction, so that other youth clubs and other youth organizations can also benefit. And what I glean about this particular project is that this project seeks to allow young people to participate. It's not a talk shop. Yes, the facilitators are coming, but they are trained. Sergeant Ali, who is in charge of the psychosocial unit under the Homeland Security, he's on board. So he's bringing his criminologists, his psychologists, he's bringing a social worker, and I've seen these people in schools. They are absolutely excellent. He says, Sharbodie, you're safe.
Yes.
And in fact, Sergeant Ali is one of our guest speakers.
Yes, I understand. Yes. He will be there tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to have some lasagna for him on the side. And
save a piece for us,
Please.
And I could testify to the fact that within days of writing to the Commissioner of Police, we got a positive response.
Thank you very much. Yes.
And that is testimony of a lot of. So I know that the statistics, some of the statistics that I've been talking about, are kind of on the very serious side. But I want to emphasize that we are seeing many organizations throughout Trinidad and Tobago really trying.
They're going to be on the call of duty.
Really trying to help the young people.
And they must be saluted.
That's it. That's it.
Can we take some calls?
Sure.
Well, actually, we have to take a little break. So we're going to do that now.
Play again? Play on a again?
No, just
I thought, oh Lord, I said, oh Lord.
A different type of break.
They might come up and tell a program too. What's wrong with them?
well, they do pay the bills, so we're thankful for that. Yeah. All right. So, and we also open the phone line 622-4911. And of course, you can also call us on the WhatsApp or message us 394-4911.
The world's greatest football tournament.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Bramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Let's find a solution and work towards
prevention
for the greater
experts,
good.
man. Thank you very much. And I want to say quickly, there's a 13-year-old who sang a particular song, and you
yes.
I am not going to put water in my mouth. That song is inappropriate.
Okay.
That song is inappropriate. I don't need anything that is tight and ready and all that. I think it's a 13-year-old. She needs to be in school. She's talented.
13-year-old, right?
She's talented.
Yeah.
No, you could imagine some dragon, we call them sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Take that child and nurture it into these kind of unfortunate songs. We are saying our children are talented. God don't make junk. They are blessed with talent. They have a purpose, and we should tap into that. But however, we need to distance ourselves from songs that are inappropriate.
Yeah, correct.
Secondly, why do you feel young girls are now running away from home? They're unloved.
Yeah, correct.
They're unloved. There's no way to embrace them, no way to say, how was your day? No daddy. Father, we celebrated Father's Day just now. Find yourself home and spend time with your children.
Yeah,
hug them. Let them know quality time is paramount. You understand? How could we celebrate Father's Day when thousands of children don't have the comfort of their dad?
You said it right.
What is this thing about? We need to understand that men need to be called, and they need to recognize their role. We salute women. We salute mothers who are going beyond the call of duty. I see some single parent mothers come to the club and they say, "Officer, oh Lord, help me with this little one."
Burden.
I say, "Where's the dad?" "Oh, don't even tell me." I say, "Where's the dad?"
Yeah.
So that is an uphill battle.
I know.
Come on. Right? And then you have UNDP here saying, "Listen to me. We have the solution, We can work, but we have to work in concert with other organizations."
Correct.
And that must be applauded. Amanda Otofari, let me express my deepest gratitude. However, in your own words, share with the listenership why is youth so important and an integral part of this project as we seek to arrest the problem and transform our nation?
So I think it comes back to this point again that we were talking about regarding youth being the majority of the population. And I want to emphasize that again because oftentimes persons look at youth and they think, well, only youth groups should work with youth, you know? You have the police youth clubs,
Yes,
you have,
yes,
you know,
YMCA.
we work really well with Heroes Foundation who do a lot of amazing work, NGO with youth as well. But the fact of the matter is they are everywhere.
Thank you.
You know, and they should be included in every room, every discussion because they represent the majority of the population. Now, saying that doesn't mean, that they take over the scene.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it goes both ways because they are mature audiences who have experiences within the sectors that youth need to learn from.
Yes.
But they need to be nurtured in such a way that it works really well. And this brings us to a point where we see that young people are invited into these spaces and they're asked for their opinions, and they're sometimes featured in the reports and so forth.
This is excellent.
But they are not often involved in shaping the outcomes. And what that means, essentially, is that many institutions genuinely, they want to engage the youth, they want to have them there, but they don't necessarily have a structured framework in how to do so.
I love that.
And in viewing this, UNDP has come up with, of course, we are always solutions focused, and we have developed something called the Youth Engagement Guidelines. And we've just finished, the first draft of it, and we'll be hosting a workshop session next week, Wednesday, for multi-sectoral agencies in terms of how to engage youth meaningfully, ethically, and sustainably. Because the goal is not simply to encourage youth participation, it's to create a framework where youth feel welcome, they feel included, they feel safe, and they see the outcomes of what they are saying in the progress and development of the wider community.
So that they participate in the process, they're empowered.
Correct.
Right. And tell me if in the St. James Youth Club and other clubs pattern after, we develop what you call a youth executive body.
Yes.
You can't be calling yourself a youth club and have a youth executive body. So we have the president, the vice president, the PRO. And what we do is singly put them on every committee, organizing committee, parent body committee. We say that what you say have value. We engage them and say, listen, how would you like to see a better police youth club? Now, some things, Lord have mercy, I don't know. When they start, they want this, they want this, AI this, and they have knowledge. And you could see, they are pregnant with knowledge, if I'm to use that term. The point is that too many of us are sincere, but sincerely wrong. And therefore, programs like this will say, we want to help you because we know where your heart is.
Yeah.
And we need to embrace structure like this in order for organization to be empowered.
Definitely.
I must leave the U Club, and U Club must be running excellent. Why it is,
Yes,
when I resign, U Club fall on. That doesn't speak well about me.
That happens so often
That
in this
does not
country,
speak well about
unfortunately.
leadership at all. There must be continuity. The baton must be handed over. In fact, people will be saying, them young people down in that run the U Club, absolutely excellent. You follow? And that should be applauded.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about the workings of UNDP, and by extension, what do we expect for 2026? Are there any other initiatives, or y'all keeping some on the low?
Well, we have a number of key initiatives coming up over the next 2 months,
Okay.
especially with regard to youth development in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
So, as Jafari mentioned, next week, Wednesday, the 24th, we'll be holding the multi-sectoral youth engagement guidelines, and we're expecting over 100 representatives from government.
This is wonderful.
Very important from private sector, a very key player in youth development in Trinidad and Tobago, also from the civil society, NGOs, from academia as well, must have their voice present. And I know that you will be one of the key speakers at that function on Wednesday, Mr. Sharbodie.
Excuse me.
Bringing from decades of experience on the ground.
I have to bring on that suit in the cupboard. No, I'm honored. I'm honored.
Yeah?
Is the media invited?
We'll be looking
Let
at
me know,
that.
right?
We'll be looking at that.
Let me know.
Yes.
Yes.
So next week, Wednesday, the 24th, we're doing the training on the guidelines.
Yes.
On the 16th of July, we're doing a youth policy dialogue. And those 3 words are very important. Youth policy
Youth and
dialogue.
policy.
Because the youth has called for a space where their voice can be heard. And we are creating that space again over the past year and a half. Over the past year and a half,
Applaudable.
we've had a number of youth dialogues, intergenerational dialogues. We've had a number of capacity building sessions through dialogue where organizations like the Office of the Ombudsman, the Office of the Parliament, the Legal Aid and Advisory Authority came, collaborated with the UNDP and spoke with the youth and interfaced through dialogue about real important matters regarding gender, justice, and security in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. So we have a number of things coming up, but I do want to say that through everything that we're talking about, we have gathered some insights.
This is wonderful,
right? We are seeing, and Jafari, I know you'll help me out here. Yep. We are seeing a new form of civic engagement. Yeah, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on it as we continue this youth development work. We're seeing that young people are not unconcerned and disconnected as many adults think. But actually, young people are highly engaged, but outside of the traditional political spaces. They're actually engaged through digital activism, community networks, and peer networks. That's where we're seeing the activity. So it won't come as surprising to you that digital spaces like Instagram and TikTok and WhatsApp and stuff are actually their platform for rapid mobilization.
Yes, you preached there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, you're on top of your game.
So we, and when I say we, I mean the UNDP and organizations like the police youth clubs and others, we have to find a way to meet youth in the middle.
Thank you.
Really hear what they have to say. And Mr. Sharbodie, they have really important things to say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they could back it.
Oh, yes.
And find a way to make their into national decision making and policy making and so on.
Yeah.
This is excellent.
I want to just add to what Amanda is saying. We like to sum it up in a single sentence that youth are redefining the rules of engagement.
I love that.
You know, they are not as disengaged as we think, you know, that Amanda is saying, but they are redefining the engagement, and we have to find a way to meet them halfway, you know? And in addition to that, you know, I want to jump back to the point you were talking about having youth groups, but having a youth leadership role in the groups. And UNDP, you know, we can't have this entire youth forum without having our very own youth council, and we call it the Youth Advisory Council.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are what we call one of the more sustainable factors coming out of the UNDP Youth Forum in terms of forming a body of their own to go out there and say what they have to say to the multi-sectoral agencies, whether it's academia, CSOs, the police youth clubs, NGOs, religious groups, you know, and finding a way to have them involved in the thinking and the implementation pages and so forth, so that their voices are heard and they see the results of what they're saying in the way that they're actually doing. And through the landscape assessment and what we're presenting, we're framing it as hashtag youth are and youth can. You know, they are not disengaged, but they can, and they are redefining the rules of engagement.
Very positive. Very positive. We have a few minutes, and I must ask Tafari, Your Excellency, and Dr. Amanda.
Hope you're prophesying here today.
I say I'm very impressed.
He usually does that. Yeah, don't be surprised, huh?
What you send out is what you get back, man.
Yeah, correct.
In closing, I know that we are here to educate and empower, but tell us what, in your own words, what is an immediate requirement to support organizations like yours in terms of mental health, in terms of advocacy, in terms of, who are the players you have been lobbying to come on board? Now, you have your groups, yes, and we have responded nicely. But are there any groups that you would like to mention in general that you feel can make a fundamental role in terms of empowering our nation's youth?
I think, Corporal Sharbodie, that it's a number of things, right? our collaboration with the police youth clubs has been very, very key, simply because a great structure already exists within the police youth clubs. And from our own experience on the ground, a lot of heart and community networks are already built within the police youth clubs. But it's not just that, right? It's some other things. And I'll say it briefly. One, there's always a need for funding to support programs. So while we may do the groundwork and collaborate with multi-sectors and so on to build out models of programs and frameworks, the funding is needed to sustain and expand those programs, to scale them up to a national level. And I think the final part of the recipe, you know, that last sprinkle of sugar that you put on top to finish off the pie, I think is really an attitude of understanding that youth have to be at the helm of national development.
I love that.
Yeah?
I love that. That should be catchphrase as you walk in my club center. Tafari, I don't know if you want to...
No, I agree with everything Amanda just said, and just to add, you know, just not working in parallel. You know, I think I mentioned it earlier, UNDP, one of our strongest, you know, features is being a convener. Which is why in doing this week, we don't attempt to do it by ourselves. You
Wonderful.
know? We've been lucky enough to partner again, and I can't emphasize enough how important the role of the police youth clubs within communities are. And not only for just general youth, but particularly for males, you know, who need, you know, these different groups to work progressively towards. And we just hope to work really, really well towards hashtag the TT we want, the Trinidad and Tobago we want. You know, we've been able to work with the UB Guild of Students, Heroes Foundation, the ministry, the police youth clubs. And again, we're not trying to do this work alone, you know. The groups are there, they're doing the work. We're trying to make all the work come together and have the most success in the most efficient way that it could be done.
And it's a clear case that you'll bring your professionalism and support.
Yes.
You know, you're not abandon this coming ready yet, you'll have this, you'll provide support. On a lighter note,
don't tell lasagna.
Who only want... They try to preempt.
I kind of figured that might have been coming.
On a lighter note, who do you all want for the World Cup?
Wow, that's a lighter note.
On the lighter note, I can only one time Brazil. Eat, drink, and sleep. I used to get licks running on Brazilian jersey. So I love Brazil, but I know that there are some absolutely excellent teams now.
Of course.
Oleka chose two. Amanda Daniel chose one, and Tafari chose one.
World Cup predictions.
I'm going to make a note. Yeah, tell me Tafari, World Cup.
I have to fight on this in the office every day, and I'm telling everyone I'm a France guy.
France, a big team. Amanda, don't tell me about Manzan. Tell me about World Cup. What is your favorite team?
Yeah, I'm with you on Brazil.
Samba football,
awesome.
It is one of the most beautiful football ever.
It is.
But what your team is?
I'm European as well, Germany. Germany is
don't play no.
I used to back Argentina, you know, quite a lot. But I have to say I'm really impressed with the German style. So yeah,
you sure that was humans?
Germany for me. No, I'm not. That's why I like
German's
them.
Different, boy.
They're different. I drive a German vehicle as well, so but yeah, Germany definitely.
Amanda and Tafari, just loving the house.
Thank you so much
you
for coming in
brought
and
a
sharing.
lot of foresight. I am very grateful that people can see why youth investment is an important investment. If we are to pass on this battle, and this race is not for the swift and for those who end, but it's for those who endure it to the end. And I'm really happy that UNDP has not just been talking and holding panel discussions but they're saying we want to work with the Police Youth Club, we want to work with certain foundations, we want to work with YMCA. You know, I really want to salute you. So on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, on behalf of the executive, we just want to let you know that we are indeed grateful for the human service provided by UNDP. This is a platform I want to provide for you. This is absolutely a wonderful area to educate people, not so, bro?
Absolutely.
I must be applauded. I think that when you're given a platform to educate, and you have to be very meticulous. in people, because some people come here and Lord have mercy, and tell them no come back again. But you know what it means, right? You don't invite them back. But I really want to say I'm honored to Mr. Blanco. And what's my colleague name? My friend who came in Mr.
Dylan.
Dr. Dylan Carrigan.
Hey, Dr. Dylan. We sat and we ate food together and we share nice beverages, and it was very nice when we chatted. There was a lady who did the master of ceremonies. She used to work TV6. She is the one who speaks and introduces different people, different from. She used to work TV6.
Okay, that could be anyone.
Yeah, but a very nice, slim, and a nice young lady.
Okay.
But she has since moved on to UNDP now.
Nice.
So I just want to say hello and love in the house.
Great.
So any parting words as we bring the curtains down?
Well, Corporal Sharbodie and Alex, I couldn't have thought of a better way to spend Labor Day doing this labor of love that doesn't feel like work at all today.
Yes.
You know, it was a real pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Absolutely, we learned a lot, and I'm so glad that there is hope for this country and especially the youth.
Thank you very much, Tafari.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you all for having us here today. It was a really great opportunity to talk about the exciting work that we're doing. We're blessed to be here, and I just want to leave us with the 3 key messages that youth are redefining the rules of engagement, youth are and youth can, and we're working towards the TT that we want.
Thank you so much.
This man is a mentor and a facilitator.
Yeah. Well, I'm
gotta bring us one of our guest speakers.
Glad to be in your company today, guys. Keep up the great work, and God bless. Okay.
So people, thank you. But have a blessed weekend.
Thank you very much.
And don't forget, you are formally invited to our soft launch.
I love it.
On tomorrow, 3 p.m.
All right, 3 p.m. tomorrow. Got it.
Right, blessings to you.
All right. Okay, great. So take care, guys, and we'll continue. We have the grand draw coming up at 2:30 for the Father's Day promotion here on Talk City, so stay tuned for that.
Today, Trinidad and Tobago observes